Hello, listener. How are you today?
Hello, listener. How are you?
I like the way you're doing your hair or lack of hair today.
And that outfit or thing you aren't wearing, also good.
Mm.
And if you're in house or office, car, or a walk,
Go on.
I hope they're good.
Good for you. Good for you doing that. Hello, Zelda Moon.
Hello, Lazy Susan.
Hello. Welcome to Death to Everyone.
It's the end of time, but thankfully, Lazy Susan and I are here to help curate the experience for the next generation.
Yes, well, that's it. I'm so excited for this upcoming apocalypse.
This week, Lazy Susan, how is the world being taken out?
Ooh, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I went with Grey Goo last time, and I'm going to go with the AI destruction of the world. I'm obsessed because what does AI do? How does it destroy us is the fun thing.
Yeah.
Like, does it, get all the nuclear codes and, do it that way or something with the electrical grid where all our appliances get pumped with too much amplitude and electrocute us all in our homes.
Could happen.
Or satellites fire the sun's rays into I don't know how AI works. What do computers do?
Do you think, what do you think of the argument or that conversation of that AI is taking work away from artists? Because, for example, when people might say that about artwork that we generate or I'm talking about that comment on YouTube. It's right, except that I would never commission an artist to do that artwork. So it's not taking away from an artist because I wouldn't have paid an artist to do it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to take work away from people in advertising, which is where I used to work. Because if I was a brand and, the kind of lower level stuff of just churning out Instagram posts with captions, ChatGPT can do that pretty fucking well. And you just need one person to kind of press the go button or double check it, right? But as far as art goes, in the fine art world, the actual aesthetics of an image haven't been tied to the value of art for a long time. I don't think maybe it's going to ruin someone's deviant art career or whatever, but I think the world probably reached its saturation point for whimsical young girls with antlers, which is the real market that I see AI cornering.
Yes.
But that was never art to begin with, so who cares?
Oh my God. Did you have a DeviantArt account?
No.
Don't lie.
I didn't. I was not that online that early.
Wow.
Yeah. Except my very 3-week boyfriend from when I was 16.
Ugh.
Who, oh my God, actually, no, I was 17 and he was in first year uni.
Oh.
Which is creepy now, I'm aware, but he was probably 19.
2 years difference.
Yeah, but I don't know, I was in high school.
Yeah.
And anyway, so when I stayed at his house in Frankston.
Did he have a big dick?
Zelda Moon, that's crass. And no. Anyway, when I stayed at his house in Frankston.
Yeah.
He had his DeviantArt open and he was looking at cool things. And I was like, this guy's so cool. He's at university. And he showed me an image of Paul Newman. And it was just after Paul Newman had died. You know, the pasta sauce guy.
Kinda.
Okay, so there's an actor named Paul Newman who started a pasta sauce brand that's explicitly just about raising money for charity. He gives
yes.
100% of the profits go to charity.
Yeah.
For Paul Newman's sauce, and his whole big face is on every jar of the sauce.
Yes.
He had just died. However, I thought it was Charlton Heston because Charlton Heston had just died, who was the former head of the NRA. He was super into guns rights in America.
Yeah.
And he's kind of the devil incarnate, also an actor. And so I was like, oh, thank God he's dead. Ew, get rid of him. Ew, disgusting about this man who's devoted his life to giving money to charity. And I never corrected that. So I think he thought that I just thought that Paul Newman was a piece of shit.
Wow.
And that might have been why we broke up after the 3 weeks.
Wait, and he was looking up Paul Newman fan art on DeviantArt?
Yo, I think it was in his feed.
Oh my God.
He was a cerebral young man
Wow.
who clearly dated boys in high school. No, that's weird.
Yeah.
If you are in first year uni and you date someone in high school, babe, what happened?
Yeah. It's like teenage years are like dog years,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So no deviant art. Wow. Did you have Neopets?
No. I didn't care too much. Like, I don't care about that. Like, boo. Like, why would I spend my time on a computer? Like, it seems like such a waste. Particularly then, it was like there was so many things happening. Like,
What were you doing instead of curating your Neopets and their pets?
like hanging out with friends, gossiping, having a boyfriend. I don't know.
Well, who was collecting the free omelets?
Why play Neopets when you can play MSN and manipulate the lives of the people around you?
We have to be on a computer to do that.
Yeah, well, that was okay. I'm much more invested in that. That made it worth it. Rumbling someone.
Oh, the Rumble or the appear offline. Oh, God.
Appear offline, appear back online.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm here now. Did you see? But also, God, I love appear offline. I just want to appear offline at all times.
Well, you're doing pretty well. Did you have a DeviantArt? Of course you did.
I did.
Ugh.
I did. It was awful.
What was on it?
Some like poor illustrations, some worse paintings, and then like photography. But it was very much like I would set out on like a day to like have a new image to upload.
And what sort of photos were we talking? A puddle? A reflection of a building in a puddle? Then flipped upside down where all the color was taken out except for the blue sky above?
No, I've always hated that. And I hate like mirror. Ugh.
You hate mirrors? And it shows.
They hate me.
And can we find this still? Is it still out?
I think so, yeah.
Excellent. And what am I looking for? Canosaurus?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you playing at home,
God.
go and find Canosaurus on DeviantArt, and maybe we'll have some gorgeous little pieces.
Oh, yuck. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. But I did make a lifelong friend from DeviantArt.
Who?
His name's Andros. He is.
I've never heard of this person.
You have. He's Hungarian and he now lives in Geneva. And I was going to meet him for the first time earlier this year, but I ended up moving it. But we will meet him next year when we're in Italy for Benigne's wedding.
Is he gay?
Yeah, we're gonna fuck. Too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, is this a romance that's been brewing your entire life?
Since I was like 15. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
we've been like friends for 20 years and we've never met.
And when did the sexual component come into it?
Oh, it wasn't always there. Maybe like when we added each other on like Snapchat or something.
Taylor's old as time.
But again, like nothing crazy. But yeah,
But
he's
it's
a
like-
very like handsome man. It'd be great.
Excellent.
He had a really hot ex as well. Yeah, he's like incredibly intelligent. He's like I think he works for like the UN or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, crazy.
And that man's name? Barack Obama. I couldn't think of a single person who works for the UN. Nope. Who from the UN is going in the bunker? None of them. We can't remember a single one of their names.
Yeah, I guess they're doing good. I guess.
And your week's been good?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Busy week, another busy week.
Now, if you don't have anything interesting to say, I'm going to cut this.
Wow. We had our Pinnacle gig on Friday. Then I performed with Art and with Passion Couture on the weekend, which was lots of fun.
How does it feel to perform around real drag queens?
It's confronting.
Yeah. It is upsetting to be around people like Passion and Art because they're the combination of like pristine makeup and perfect hair and well-made costumes that are not falling apart and there's no kind of mysterious odor
Yes.
emanating from them. It's just weird.
It's it's all quite new to me, really.
Well, it's like going to a rich kid's house in high school. Where you're like, oh, everything's so nice here. I didn't think people could live like this.
I remember, I don't know that he was particularly rich, but whatever. There was this like kid in primary school who like I was like loosely friends with, and I went to his house one day and there was another person there, I can't remember who, and we were listening to Spice Girls and we were like running around upstairs like playing Spice Girls and doing that thing where you like flip your t-shirt into the neck hole to make it into a little crop top. You know that thing?
Well, I was never a slut as a child, so
So we were all doing that like little faggots and like running around. And then like his mom came upstairs unexpectedly and caught us all being sissies upstairs listening to Spice Girls with little crop tops on. And we went, and then I like left immediately.
You left immediately?
It's like, I gotta go, bye.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, the shame. The shame of it all. Well, I had a rich friend growing up called Cameron, and he had walkie-talkies at one point that were from Aldi, and they were like $100 walkie-talkies that you could use to speak to truckers, which is how we had a lot of people be like, "Get off, you faggots!"
What?
When we had like an afternoon of playing with the walkie-talkies.
Like you could hook into actual trucker radio.
Yeah, because they were like radios.
Oh
like
my God.
Designed for like going onto different radio waves. And like
the truckers called you faggots?
they're like they don't have to do childcare. Like they're just like, you need to get off this fucking frequency because I'm trying to speak to, I don't know, my dispatch team or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like playing hide and seek around the house, being like, "Where are you?" And the trucker's like, "Oh God." Anyway, so then I was like, "Oh, I'll make it sound like my voice is coming out of this vase," and it's so fabulous. And then I like put it in the vase, and then it was filled with water, and I just dunked the $100 walkie-talkie into the water. And then, of course, because I think I was like primary school, like Cameron was like, "You stupid fucking idiot! What have you done? What have you done?" And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, "Get the fuck out of my house!"
Oh my God.
And then I ran home crying.
Oh, you were trying to talk like this, but then also talk like this.
Talk like in the vase.
Yeah.
And then Cameron's mum called my mum and was like, "Just let Robbie know it's okay. It's fine."
Oh.
Yeah.
There was this one time where I was at these like there were twins in my year level, and we were at the twins' house for I think it was their birthday party,
which everyone, of course, has to be invited to.
Yeah,
the twins' birthday party in the class.
Yes, well, they were.
How'd you fuck that one up? Neither one of them likes you in a class of 25 kids.
They were the evil twins, and they didn't have a lot of friends.
The evil twins.
Yeah.
What was evil about them?
They were evil.
What kind of evil?
Like naughty, like bad.
Like they stab people with a compass?
Yes, or like would throw rocks and like, like gash people's eyebrow and stuff.
That's quite chic.
Yeah, like constantly being like suspended and blah, blah, blah. But this one year, we must have been like maybe like 13 or 14 or something. We were at their house for the sleepover, and one of my friends found a clipboard of like printed out hentai. And
at their house.
And like in the bedroom, and like because that's how it worked, you would print it out. And he like it wasn't like it was like, "Oh, I just put it back." It was like, "Bah! Look at this." And
gosh.
it was like, like Dragon Ball Z hentai or whatever. So
who was
funny.
involved?
Bulma.
And
I can't remember.
Oh my God.
Probably Cell.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, that's hot. I mean, like, obviously we were all looking up hentai all the time.
What?
Yeah.
That, I don't know. That feels very straight boy.
Hentai?
Yeah.
What's the gay hentai? Like yaoi? Yaoi?
Yaoi. It comes with a small toy inside. We were watching like Bait Bus. That was our vibe.
Oh, Bait Bus is good.
Well, one day, not today, when we talk about which porn goes in the bunker.
Yeah.
Bait Bus, spoiler alert, will be in discussion.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, but goddamn, it was so embarrassing for him, poor kid. It was like tortured the whole night.
Where do you think he is now? That man went on to become an animator for Disney Animation Studios.
I don't know what they're up to these days. I could probably find that out very easily, but I shan't.
Okay. Okay, well, let's dive in. I can't do this. You transition.
Let's have a quick break.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, everyone. for our first topic of discussion today. We have a topic that has been pitched by our beloved Patreon audience. We will be discussing today which milk makes it into the bunker, and by extension, which coffee order.
Thanks
Are we
to
having?
James Alexander from our Patreon.
Oh, James Alexander.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so
So James, in all of their infinite wisdom, decided to crawl onto the internet and ask two strangers to discuss their favorite type of milk.
yeah. And what a riveting conversation it shall be, James.
Well, as a barista of 10 years,
Oh, here we go.
Matt can attest to this.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I did barista. Milk. What a divisive topic. Some people drink it, some don't. Some people. Is anyone drinking milk?
Milk.
Callers, the lines are now open. But Matt, you don't drink milk, do you? You
Well,
look weak. You look pale.
yeah, I just have oat milk now.
That's right.
Yeah. But I actually, interesting, I was looking up a recipe today to make my own oat milk.
It's just water and oats, isn't it?
Yes, there's a little bit more to it than that, Lazy. Don't disregard. But
Don't disregard your 35 minutes of Googling.
that's right. Well, I think the key is to try and get it frothy, like if you want to get a good froth, you got to put some other things in there,
Okay, well,
magic beans and stuff.
I remember speaking to my friend Sunday in LA, and she was like, oat's going to be huge next year in Melbourne. You don't even know how big oat's about to get. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's all about soy, bon soy. And she's like, no, you don't even know.
Oh, my God.
All of the chic, skinny mini dietitians and wellness coaches from LA are coming in and having their oat lattes.
Wow.
And as Sunday said, came to pass. Oat is the thing. Oat is also the best.
Yes, oat is delicious, which is, I presume, the most important metric.
Well, it's not ridiculously resource heavy in its production like almond milk, which is almonds. You should be lucky, humanity. We're not having almonds anymore. There's not enough bees. We need those bees for other things, like sending swarms in boxes to people's houses. Have you seen this, though, with the almond trees, the almond farms? The farmers now have to rent bees from elsewhere to pollinate the almond trees.
Wow.
And in China, they've just skipped right over that. And now they have a workforce of people that are sent to all day individually pollinate flowers.
Oh, please tell me that they wear black and yellow costumes.
It's mandatory.
If I was in charge of that slavery camp, I mean, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That would be what they were wearing.
Yeah.
When I move house, I really want to get a little apiary. I want bees.
Do you want bees or a dog more?
Dog.
And do you want a dog or a turtle more?
Dog.
And do you want a dog or a boyfriend more?
Boyfriend.
I think dog might be the best way to get to that.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to get bees.
Because maybe bees.
Bees
you could have a
look
nice
so cool.
beekeeping date.
Yeah, maybe.
I only have one suit. We'll have to share. Get in. Get into the suit.
There are bees in here. They always find a way.
Love does. Yeah, well, and you know what? Speaking of dogs and milk, there has never been anything worse than when they started making puppuccinos, dog-friendly cappuccinos. That's disgusting. Also, it's why does your dog need to be in attendance at the cafe? Your dog doesn't know unless it's on your route and you're like, I'll stop for a coffee at Benson's and have a latte.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But some people are taking the dog out like it's a guest.
Yeah.
Like it's a friend that they have that they paid for to sit with them. And they're having lengthy times at the cafe with the dog just sitting there not knowing what's going on because it doesn't understand this tradition.
Yeah.
Let the dog go home. or walk around somewhere else.
Around, yeah. So you have worked as a barista for many years. My first job was in a bakery, and I was sometimes tasked with coffee preparation.
Was this down on the peninsula?
It was.
Was this in the early 2000s?
It was.
And how was the quality of that coffee?
I imagine it was rancid.
Was it Genovese?
Ooh, that does ring a bell.
Yeah, they send out the free grinder, coffee machine, umbrellas, and like
Oh, yeah.
stoppers with the Genovese brand on it. So people do that.
Yeah.
But it's terrible coffee. Burnt.
Yeah, but goddamn, I hated operating that machine. I can't do customer service in any way.
And yet you've devoted your life to customer-facing jobs up until now.
Yeah, but I'm back of house, you know. But I was very bad at it. I was 14 and 9 months. So, you know, like, what hope was there? Also, that obnoxious smacking of the wet grinds into that thing. Ugh, it's so loud.
Well, you should have like a rubber, piece on the...
There was no rubber on the peninsula.
Yeah. The trees hadn't come to maturity yet.
Not in the early 2000s, darling. Je ne sais quoi should have been providing those.
Je ne sais quoi. I started working at Hudson's Coffee, home of Australia's coffee, which was terrible. And when I started working there, they had a beverage called the quad shot, which is 4 shots of coffee and like a pump of caramel and then ice and then milk. And it was taken off the market because it was found to be like against health regulations.
Oh my God.
And my friend Jasmine, who worked in the call center above me, because we all had shit jobs at the time, who got me the job at the Hudson's Coffee, was like having 2 of those a day. And then she started having heart palpitations because she was having 8 cups of coffee a day.
Oh my God.
And so much sugar and so much milk.
Ooh. And that back in the day, that would have just been milk, right?
Yeah,
Like
milk.
Cow milk.
Which, okay, so here's the thing. For like a splash in a long black, that's my bev of choice.
Yeah.
A little bit of real cow's milk. Oh, why not? Go on. But for the rest of it, no.
Do you want to explain how you normally order your coffee?
Could I just get a long black with some cold milk on the side?
And now explain how you order a glass of wine.
Can I please just get the white wine and can I get a little bit of ice in that because I'm a bogan?
No, can I have the ice in a glass on the side?
Well, sometimes if I'm feeling fancy, but it's usually because they've already brought over the wine and I'm like, I just want some ice to put into it. Because usually the wine that I'm ordering is very cheap. And so when you cool it down quite a lot, it becomes better because you can't taste it as much.
Jesus.
So it's enjoyable.
This complication has reminded me of other complicated things that I hate. Namely, like, very hot.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a thing. Like,
what?
That's an old person thing. And I don't mean to like throw boomers under the bus, but I think it comes with age because you want it to be hotter so that you can feel something. And that's not me being insensitive. That's just like, if you lived through like parents who were scarred by the ramifications of World War II, you might be like a bit emotionally stunted and need like a hot coffee to really perk you up in the morning.
They just have no nerve endings left.
That's right.
Like, you heat it to the temperature that it needs to be heated to.
Well, and
going beyond that, like, I just don't understand.
There was a woman who used to come into Blondie where I used to work with Matt, our sound technician. And there was a woman that came in there and was like, can I get a long black? And I was like, yeah. So that's just boiling hot water with a shot of espresso or 2 shots of espresso. And she was like, it's not hot enough. I'm like, no, but this is boiling.
Yeah.
This is giving me PTSD already.
Oh
This is as hot as it gets. I'm so sorry. And she was like, take it back. Because in like the artisanal coffee world, there's like so as I worked up as a barista, I ended up at a place which was like, had a head barista who was super specific, had won like, a bunch of competitions in Australia and was like, he'd been hired specifically because he was going to be the head barista and everything had to be to an exacting
Ugh.
thing. So it's like it needed to be like, 23 grams of bean going in, and the yield needed to be a certain amount, and like the length of the pour needed to be, a certain amount of time. And then when that was done, the milk needed to be an exact kind of temperature range. So that you didn't kind of overpower the coffee if someone was making the massive faux pas of having milk with their coffee.
23 gram of bean.
Yep.
Ugh.
But it does, I mean, like when you taste good coffee, you're like, well, that's why.
Yeah, okay.
Like it all makes sense. It's not like Coke is changing the recipe every time they make you a Coke, and you'd be pissed if they were. But it's like with coffee, you're just like at the whim of whoever the fuck is making it.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
When I travel around this great country of ours for touring, you really have to, in your mind, make a snap judgment about the person behind that coffee machine. Like, if it's like young boy on the peninsula, he's more concerned with his DeviantArt post of the day than he is with making your coffee. You need to quickly adjust what you're going to be drinking.
Yeah, true.
So I'll be like, oh, can I just grab a 3/4 full latte?
Yeah, okay.
So it's not as reliant on the taste of the coffee.
That's important. That's a skill people need to develop. I liked that cafe that we found in Perth.
Very good. There's usually like one. Every city has like one place where someone from Melbourne has like wormed their way in and been like,
God, that's so pretentious.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna sort this out. For people.
Ew, listen to yourself.
If everywhere else was making a good product, I'd be fine, but they're not. It's like a cliche for a reason.
I hate it.
Even in Italy, what the fuck are those people doing? I had a coffee in Rome that was the most putrid thing I've ever had. It's like, you people invented it, but darling, but like, what have you done with it
invented
since?
it, but we perfected it.
I'm like, you're meant to make it better after. You're not meant to just stick with that first Edison bulb.
Okay, so milk.
Milk.
I choose oat milk because, like, I prefer it for the flavor, basically.
And the cruelty, right?
Yes.
Were you part of the milk program at school?
Ooh,
Primary
okay.
school?
Yes. For some years, yes. Which I loved.
So chic.
Yeah.
Dropping off milk. Also, that is a scam and a half. The like Australian government is so in the pocket of the dairy farmers that they're giving out milk to school kids. Like, what the fuck is happening there?
What is Yakult?
Like, it's like a yogurty, like what yogurt is, but with like a watery vibe.
Oh.
It's good. I love Yakult.
Can you have a coffee made with Yakult?
Listen, that's an idea. That's a great idea. Someone write this down. I reckon.
Maybe.
It would be like sour and sweet. Yakults are very sweet.
What about UHT milk?
That's just long life.
Oh, okay. That's just long life.
Yeah. For the bunker, actually. Oat milk.
Yes, it's the only thing that will survive.
But it's Zelda, I think you're limiting your imagination here because for milk,
yeah.
you are a chocolate milk girl.
Oh, that's
You're
true.
Chocky milk.
I do like a chocolate milk, a hot
And
choc.
already in the fucking bunker is a strawberry thick shake made with milk.
Yeah, at some point.
So I think you're kind of misleading everyone here by saying oat milk.
Oh, well, no, I'm not. Because I want an iced latte with oat milk. You know, that's
not
my
a Nippy's honeycomb.
Oh, milky beverages. Oh, I am. Nippies is so good. Also, you know, it's only called Big M in a few of the states.
Yeah.
In other states, it's called something else.
Yeah.
Ew.
Big M is the only name that I'll accept. Also, they got rid of the small Big M,
Oh, like the...
which I'm not going for that big one. You can't seal it back up. I'm not
Yeah,
drinking
that's so
500
annoying.
mils of fucking Big M
There is...
chocolate milk in one sitting. Are you fucking deluded? Put a screw cap on it or call it a day.
There is something... That is something about milk. Is like having a glass of milk is disgusting.
It's
Any
freaking-
kind of milk.
But here's the thing, and this is what I did the other day. I bought some cookies from Woolworths
Oh my God.
as a little treat.
You're depressed.
No, they were just there. They were $5 for this pretzel and salted caramel cookie,
Oh my God.
like a blonde cookie.
Uh-huh.
And I purchased it, took it back to my home in my car, and then I put it in the pantry and waited a few hours to let it rest, make it think that I wasn't going to devour it all in one sitting. And then once it got comfortable, I came back to snatch up one of those cookies. And I was like, well, I can't just have a cookie on my own. I need to have a little glass of milk with it for the dunking.
Oh my God. So you poured just like cold milk into a glass?
Yeah.
Like what type of milk?
Full cream, baby.
Wow.
It was a half glass. Just
Yeah.
enough for the dunking.
Okay. Well, that is fucked up. But you know, like when you bite Tim Tam edge and then like suck a hot chocolate through the Tim Tam?
Ah, yes. The Tim
Ooh.
Sam Slam.
That's good.
Okay, so oat milk's going in the bunker.
Yeah.
Now, are we putting it in a vessel or are we just pouring it in?
I think it has to be in like, like giant cartons of milk. You know,
Like classic. Like,
yeah.
Metal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like kegs of milk. It's
Keg.
oat milk.
Maybe a keg.
Yeah.
A keg or two.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well,
okay.
enough to last forever.
3 maybe. Okay.
Gwyneth is definitely drinking oat milk.
I don't think Gwyneth is drinking anything.
Oh, God.
She wakes up in the morning and has her chicken broth.
Oh, true.
And that's her treat for the day.
Oh, my God.
Another day of life.
Mm.
Mm.
There is like, like videos of like when you're like squeezing the milk out of a cow and then like there's the steam coming off the fucking bucket.
Mm.
Ew.
There's something so wholesome and fabulous that it comes out of an animal.
Yeah.
It's like plums from the tree, carrots from the earth, milky milk from the udder.
Would you ever like suck it out?
If I was like on a very like majestic farm experience, maybe I'd be a different person then. I'd wear hats and like loose flowing shirts and
But
I'd be so happy.
It's such a strong jet force though.
Well, also you can get like brain parasites from drinking unpasteurized milk.
Ew.
Yeah, there's like kids that grow up on farms that they drink the milk that hasn't been pasteurized and they're fucking weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ew. Also, one final milk thought, I think. Like at Muck Up Day, how people will drink like 7 liters of milk and green food dye and then run around the car park until they vomit.
Sorry?
You know how people do that?
Zelda, I didn't
Oh my
grow up where
God.
you grew up.
Well, people did that and it really put me off milk.
They ran around with
Yeah.
7 liters of milk
So
inside
you would
of their
have like,
bodies.
like the
Why
regular
not
like
water?
because milk is grosser.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it's opaque.
So it captures the color.
Yes. But yeah.
And where
like,
would they vomit? On the asphalt or onto the cars?
Oh God, everywhere. Everywhere.
Who was doing this? Your friends?
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Were you dressed up?
Everyone dresses up at the last day of school. Yeah.
So at my first school, which was a community school, when I guess was in year 9, there was only one person in year 12
Yeah.
because it was such a small school, like 120 kids from prep to year 12. So there was one year 12 and he was like the star diva of the school. And he'd very famously had like a brain tumor and survived like the brain tumor and then was like the light of people's lives. He was like untouchable. And he was kind of the mascot of the school.
Yeah.
He'd met Weird Al as part of his Make-A-Wish.
My God.
All of this to say, Muck-Up Day rolls around
Yeah.
and he fucks up the entire school. Like, puts off milk on all the carpets throughout the entire school, puts sticks in the locks, like, destroys everything.
Wow.
And then the day comes and they're like, well, we know who did this. This was your only person in Muck-Up Day.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Burn those bridges.
It's over.
Yeah. All right, fab. Well, oat milk, you did it, girl.
3 kegs of oat milk.
All right, we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Hello.
So now it's time to discuss, debate, and decide upon what plastic surgery is allowed in the bunker.
Oh.
We're only going to have one procedure for all the people down there.
Yeah.
And the megalodons. Or megalodon. So what procedure are the people allowed?
Okay, so it's not like so people can come in as they are with whatever
we're not
surgeries
reversing
they've had.
anything.
No. But we'll be opening up a clinic with one procedure available.
One procedure. And this does not include Botox or filler because that's not plastic surgery. It needs to be going under the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are we doing it under the lens of like cosmetic plastic surgery?
I think we
or is
have
it like,
to. I think
because it's a bit boring if it's like skin graft because you got burnt by the heater on the megalodon tank. Yeah. It's not that
I'm also
plastic
going to
surgery.
like quickly dodge the element that obviously we allow full gender affirmation surgeries down in the bunker and we're not wading into these waters.
Yes.
I'm talking about shallow plastic surgery.
Correct. Yeah.
So anything like that you can have.
Yeah.
But yes, so
Mm-hmm.
of the shallow, but now that you bring up the burns on the heater,
Yeah.
there was a phenomenon that I have noticed in Australia
Yeah.
specifically.
Mm.
Okay, so in LA, if you were going to a plastic surgeon, you'd be like, this guy is so good, or this person is so good. They did Julia Roberts' nose, or whatever.
Yeah.
They'd point to the celebrity that they'd done because they have enough of like the ecosystem of high profile celebrities that are so famous that you can point to their work that's so beautiful and aesthetically like precise.
Yeah.
Then wow. In Australia, we do not have that network of stars. So the way that you point out the good plastic surgery is like, this guy is amazing. He actually worked on all the victims from the Bali bombings. And like, I don't know why. And I swear I'm not doing a bit. This has been said to me like 3 times by
God.
3 separate people. They would be like, oh yeah. And it's like, he's not even just doing celebrity stuff. He's doing like life-saving work or, so he's really,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
So dark.
it's so evil. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my tangent is growing up, I was like, and continue to be so fearful of 3 things. 1 and 2 very similar, which is like touching either the oven glass or the fireplace glass and like my skin like fusing to the glass and then being
Sizzling.
unable to pull off because I've melted on.
Would it come off in like a mozzarella style strand?
If you were so lucky, yes. Oh my God. And to my understanding, that is what happens when you touch those surfaces.
If they're hot enough.
Oh, horrifying. And then the other is like a iron, like a clothes iron, like falling from the clothes board, but it's like got that pointed angle and it goes right into your eye socket because that would just fit so perfectly.
And then it stays there?
Well, while it's burning the fucking shit out of you, yeah.
I think it would probably just bounce off. I wouldn't have time
No,
to
because it would
burn.
melt on instantly, I presume. Oh, so scary. So hopefully the plastic surgeon can help with that. But, that's not what we're talking about here.
So I love a classic boob job. Very
Boob
iconic.
job, yes.
And that feels like very much like the 90s plastic surgery. Like that was that and the ski slope nose, the iconic nose of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is like the thing about the faces that plastic surgeons give people is that like you look at them and the people surrounding them, you're like, do you understand like aesthetics? Like, do you understand like what looks good on a person? Because I don't believe you do. Like, you're wearing those shoes. Like, you're wearing chinos. Like, and now you're going to re-sculpt this woman's face. Like, you can't even dress yourself. Like, your brother's a surgeon.
He is.
But a bone surgeon.
Yes, he's not a plastic surgeon.
Which is such a shame. What a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
For your
maybe
whole
one
family.
day.
Kidding, you have a very attractive family.
Wow. Yeah, but He has had some plastic surgery done actually.
Ooh.
For a skin graft.
On what?
Because he had a weird thing on his finger that he had removed, and then he had to get a skin graft there. So they took skin from his underarm and put the skin here.
That's not the heights of Hollywood glamour that I would like for our bunker. Do you know what? I was back in the day from the 3-week boyfriend to the 3-month boyfriend. With a boyfriend of 3 months.
Yeah.
Who is beautiful. And I was like, you know, doing that thing where you're like lying in bed, just being like, meh. And I was like, oh, you just have the most beautiful cheekbones. And he was like, I was like, what? And he was like, they're not real.
Oh my God.
And I was like, 3 months in, and he was like, these aren't my cheekbones. And I was like touching them with my finger. And then he was just like, so for the longest time, I wanted to get a nose job. And then I went to a doctor because I was like, I'm going to get my nose changed.
Yeah.
Just a bit smaller. And he was like, you don't need a smaller nose. You need bigger cheekbones. That will rebalance your face, which is the sort of advice that I'd want from someone.
Totally.
Be like, don't pay for just one nose, pay for 2 cheekbones. And then he was like, so he gave me these inserts that start off, and I don't know what they're made out of. They must be like a plastic or like, I don't know, whatever. But like you put it over the bone and then the bone grows through it. And he explained it to me like, you know, those concrete reefs that they put out, that the coral reefs then grow around.
I know all about it, yes.
That's what was happening in his face.
Inside of his face.
So now the like insert had become bone.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
How old was he?
In his 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I can't, reveal this live on air, but yeah.
Who?
But then it did happen
Have
again.
I seen these cheekbones?
No.
Okay.
It did happen again with my next boyfriend after that.
Who?
And I was like, I love your nose. And then he was like, it's not mine.
Why? What?
And I was like, what? And he was like, I just had it like shaved down a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah. They walk amongst us. Androids.
Yeah. Cyborgs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
I prefer a boob job over nose job because you can go up or down.
What do you mean?
Like boob job.
You can go
get-
bigger or smaller.
Yeah. Because I've known gals who have needed like a breast reduction.
The reduction, the Drew Barrymore. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I know Drew. And that is like a goddamn, like life-changing operation.
That should be
but
free.
as can be, yes, it should be. But as can be a size up as well. That can completely change people's lives too.
And does, except it makes you sick. This is the whole thing that Michelle Visage was talking about when she had her, breast implants removed. Is that, the silicone, your body's like constantly fighting it. It's like, there's something inside me.
Get it out of me.
Not like the implants where the fat just grows through the coral reef of new boob.
Maybe they should do that. And then the rib cage could just grow some breast-sized
Stop.
lumps.
Bumping the pole, Zelda.
That's my first bump.
Did you hear that in there?
Yeah. It's all good. Keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a nose is more profound to the career of someone. Look at the Hadid. Bella. When she
Bella.
had that nose fixed, it changed everything.
Oh my God.
And by fixed, of course, I mean put in line with contemporary beauty standards. I don't mean to police this woman's look. But when she had her nose finally put in line with contemporary beauty standards, she's now one of the highest paid models in the world.
Wow. And before then, a crone.
Oh, maybe first place at a fucking county fair, pig. You know?
Jesus.
Oh God.
What is going on in there?
Yeah. No, I don't think that about Bella Hadid. I don't think anything about Bella Hadid.
Same. I don't even know what she looks like.
But she does look beautiful. She looks like very beautiful Russian lady. You know, I could have had a nose job because I had the deviated septum that fixed. And the guy was like, while you're under, we can do some bits and bobs. And anyone that has seen my face knows that I have a fucking jacked up nose.
Yeah.
But I was like, I had in my head, one of my friends a long time ago was like, if you ever got rid of your nose, which is like a kind of aquiline, like very like bird beak nose,
A bald eagle.
but small. She was like, if you ever got rid of that nose,
Yeah.
you would just be the plainest looking person I've ever seen.
Wow.
So I thought about that, and then I didn't get anything done.
You
He
didn't
just
get
changed-
anything done?
Changed the. Well, I did have, but that's not. I mean, it isn't surgery, but I did have the lipo around the
Yes.
chin
Yes.
back after lockdown.
Yes.
So,
Mm.
that's just like they inject you in 3 spots at the tip of your chin,
Mm.
and then around the, what is that? The jaw.
Yeah.
And I was gonna, like, because I've been looking into doing the freezing,
Yes.
and then that whole story came out about Linda Evangelista and how she'd been fucked over by that,
Totally.
which I think might have been bullshit. I think something else happened there, but
Drugs.
I don't know. But anyway, so then I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it, like, you might as well just do the quick fix, like where you just do it all in one afternoon.
Oh.
And it literally is that. And I remember going in to the place, which is like, I don't know, a cosmetology place, the back of a fucking like
Yeah.
Chadston shopping center. No. And they were like, the woman was just like, I'm so excited. I'm about to go and get my very first Chanel purse, but first we got to do you. And I'm like, okay. And then they put like a bit of numbing cream on, and then they come in and they like pull it out of you. And then they're like, put it in like a little vial, and they're like, this is how much we took out of your face.
Did you get to keep it?
No.
Ew.
No.
Mm.
But like, I mean, I don't know what the other like alternative reality is. I think it was like very much like a post-COVID spiral of like, I think when everyone emerged from COVID, we all had like a bit of like, basically it felt like 2 years had just like leaped in front of us. Without,
Yeah.
like particularly in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I think it was more tied to that time of being like,
Hmm.
I just want to like
No,
do
we-
something.
It was fab.
But I also don't think that it like, maybe it did change things, but it definitely didn't change anything significantly.
Yeah.
But I think it was also just like, oh, how fun.
No,
And it like,
It's fun.
I don't have a kind of like moral quandary around like everyone's beautiful and you need to stay exactly how you are
Oh, God,
genetically
no.
in order to stay in that realm.
No. That's like the closest that either of us have come to any actual plastic surgery.
Well, and the nose, which
And
I
the
could have
nose,
had
yeah.
done properly.
Yeah. But no, I agree. Like the nose is so interesting. And it's not ugly. You
Mm.
know, like it's interesting, not ugly.
To get it changed.
No, like your nose.
Oh, right.
You know,
not like
like-
one of those ugly people noses.
No, but you know, like there's ugly noses out there.
Yeah.
But it's not ugly. It's just like,
It's distinct.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And it was broken. That's why it looks this way.
how did you break your nose?
Tegan, my sister's friend, backed into me while we were playing basketball when I was the tender age of 11.
Basketball.
Yeah. And I ran up to my mom and was like, my nose is broken. And she was like, no, it's not. You're fine. And then later on, a doctor would tell me, this nose has been broken for a long time. The
Oh my
cartilage
God.
is not intact.
I as you are closer to this subject matter, I'm
Mm.
happy to go with your decision.
I think a nose or a brow lift, maybe a full facelift. That's quite chic.
Yeah.
Looking surprised for all time. Everyone could look surprised in the bunker.
Mm.
Well, actually, that's the thing. It's like, do we want people to be able to like frown? I don't want people being sad in the bunker.
You're just gonna like surgically remove the ability for people to express disappointment in the bunker.
Yeah, I think very taut faces.
Yeah, that could be a vibe.
Snatched up, like
Yeah.
the XX skin, like snatched into a tight ponytail behind their head,
Wow.
stitched into place.
Sounds great.
Okay, facelifts for all.
Facelifts in the bunker.
Surprise finish.
Sadly, boob jobs, none in the bunker.
Oh,
You made that choice.
do we need mandatory boob jobs as well? Boobs for all.
Boob. They're called boobs, Ed.
My friend's mum was always like, boobs. There's not a single person in the world that doesn't love boobs.
They're fun.
And I was like, that might be true, Karen. Because if you've been a baby and your parents loved you.
My God.
Boobs jobs as well.
As well?
As well.
Okay, all right.
If we can have the Megalodon and Mega Malali, we can have boob jobs and facelifts for all.
Sold.
Okay, lock it
Okay.
in. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Our third and final topic for today. Now, is it too soon to bring this up? I don't know, but we're just going to go for it. We're just going to dive in. We are picking which of the 4 ladies from Sex and the City, the characters, not the actors, are entering the bunker.
Yeah.
Carrie, Miranda, the other 2.
Samantha and Charlotte.
I know.
Spoken like the Charlotte you are.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's obvious, obviously.
Samantha.
No.
Carrie. Yeah, it's got to be Carrie.
Carrie's the diva. Carrie's the star. I will never understand this Carrie hate. I just don't get. I think the internet jumped on it so fucking fast to dog SJP. Legitimately, her and Cynthia Nixon might be the only 2 actors in the show of Sex and the City.
Yes.
Like, Kim Cattrall is good at doing this, but she's not an actor. Like, what has she been good in apart from Sex and the City? The show that is specifically written to her capabilities as an actor.
Yes.
Like, she gets the pithy one-liners. Also, the people that are like, Samantha is the heart and soul of the show. It's like, no, she's the cilantro. She's the additional element. Like, she gets the best lines in the show because she's the comedic relief.
Yeah.
The spine of the show and the hardest job on the show is to be the centerpiece.
Yeah.
The straight man to the entire goings on.
Do you call it cilantro?
When I think about being the like additional piece on top.
Okay.
But no.
Okay, good. Just checking. Matt, do you call it cilantro?
What is cilantro?
Coriander.
Coriander.
Oh, curry.
I call it curry.
No,
house,
I wouldn't. I would never call it cilantro. I'd call it coriander.
Everything's got cilantro on it. Sarah Jessica Parker has always had the hardest job on that show, which is because people have accurately pointed out that the character of Carrie is complicated and not always morally virtuous.
Yes.
Which is like, yeah, that's why you're interested in the show. She's not a fucking nun walking around making the correct choices like nuns always do.
Yeah.
They just made that one bad choice to become a nun. But everything's been good after that.
Oh my God.
Can we just quickly, the nuns that like were fighting Katy Perry?
What?
Tell me you've heard this story.
No.
Oh my
What
God.
nuns?
Okay, so Katy Perry was trying to buy an old convent.
What year?
Like, this would be maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
She was trying to buy an old convent to become her house.
Very chic.
And there was some nuns that were like, please don't, you can't do this, because they were living there.
Oh.
And she was like, no. And then they went into a protracted legal battle about like disputing whether she could buy this house in the first place. And then they all went to court. Like, it didn't settle. It didn't do anything. And it just kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And then one of the nuns was in court and she died of a heart attack. And her last words were, Katy Perry, please stop.
Like generally or just about the convent?
Katy Perry, oh please stop.
Per favore.
This is Catherine Perry.
But,
So Katy Perry's going to hell.
wow.
Yeah.
She's such a good.
She killed a nun.
Jesus Christ. Who's your favorite nun?
Ooh.
It is allowed to be Whoopi Goldberg as a nun.
Who is my favorite nun?
Mine is Maria.
Well, I have never seen The Sound of Music.
Insane. That is insane to me.
Who is my favorite?
We should
nun?
watch The Sound of Music.
Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah.
If it's on at a theater, I don't want to.
No, because if we watch it at home, I can sing along.
We'll go to a sing along. You think that there's any other kind?
No, I don't want to sing with anyone else.
Just force.
It's my show. I'm the one that knows all the words.
Then we'll go to a regular screening.
No.
Who's my favorite nun? Okay, I'll come back to that.
Okay, good.
Oh, Penelope Cruz in All About My Mother.
Oh.
The nun dying of HIV, AIDS.
Oh, AIDS.
Yeah. She's great.
The AIDS?
She's good. It's AIDS.
Okay. What about Charlotte? Charlotte's obviously the worst one.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the performance is not great.
No.
She is not one of our finest actors.
I do feel like it's taken a step down with And Just Like That, though.
Well, yeah, the
She's-
writing is just
it's
terrible. Also, I think in And Just Like That, the character of Charlotte is a crazy person.
Yeah.
And the show doesn't acknowledge it as much as it should. Like, her children should fucking hate her. If she was this, Upper East Side New York mom who, micromanaged all of their lives. They're not having fun laughs together. They would fucking hate her.
Yeah.
And she has that, NB kid. That kid would not be talking to her.
Rock.
Rock would be like, fuck you, mom.
Yeah.
And, be looking at, printouts of hentai in their room.
Dare to Dream.
They're not talking to fucking Charlotte for another 10 years.
Yeah.
Until they start their indie folk ballad career.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely not Charlotte. Miranda is a contender, of course.
Well, and that's another thing that we've lost in And Just Like That.
She has improved in season 2. Her characterization, it's better than season 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I miss, where does that woman, the sardonic friend, end up? And maybe it does end up with her being kind of beaten down by her awful ginger son, who needs to be fucking killed.
He's so hot.
That kid, not just the character, but the actor that plays him, and anyone who's ever written a line for him needs to be rounded up and shot at dawn.
Oh my God.
I hate him.
I love him.
Ugh.
I'm so jealous of that little witch that gets to make out with him now.
Ew. Miranda, no. And I hated him even when he was a little child in the show. I was like, get him out of here.
That I barely remember. If I could pick a character from Sex and the City, it would be Steve.
Hey, Miranda.
He's so hot. What about from the new crew?
Oh, I know who you're going to say.
Yeah, Seema.
Seema.
I love Seema.
Yeah, probably Seema.
Yeah, she's fab.
So there's the Columbia professor.
Yeah.
And there's the other woman with the piercing blue eyes.
Yes. And then Kay Diaz.
And then Carrie's favorite podcast co-host, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Who is awful.
He's awful.
She would not talk to that guy.
No.
At all.
Even him being in that final episode, it's like...
She would invite him.
Real.
Also, when Carrie was having... So in the show of And Just Like That,
Yeah.
Carrie is going to the Met Gala, which for someone who is not a fucking celebrity and is just a New York it girl... I think she'd be quite excited about. And she's letting that guy that she works with, designer girlfriend, make her gown. And the chill with which Carrie is like, oh, the gown isn't finished and it doesn't fit and you're hand sewing it 3 hours before the Met Gala. She would be freaking out
Yeah.
and swearing at that woman.
Yeah.
and never talking to her again, and likely him.
Yes.
And that's the plot of the show.
yes.
Her avoiding him
Mm.
because his girlfriend fucked up her Met Gala moment.
Yeah.
And that would be the thing they would talk about for 3 years after that happened.
Totally.
Every fucking brunch, there'd be an
Yes.
update about that guy sucking and his
Also-
girlfriend ruining her life.
Also, the way they treated, what's his name, gay guy,
Stanford?
in that episode.
Or Mario Kingdom!
the
That's-
gay one that's in it.
The one that's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that whole Met Gala episode.
Oh,
was
yeah.
So like weird and gross.
Well, he's not a human. He's a gay guy. I think it's because the show is predominantly like written by like or like show run by Michael Patrick King, who is a gay guy and
yeah.
hates gay guys.
Yeah, but he finally got it with that cute
Italian. Yeah.
I like that Italian.
Ugh, that whole show is terrible.
It's fun. Relax.
Take your bra off.
Yes.
Enjoy your free boob job and call it a
yes.
day.
Have an iced oat latte and just shut up and watch it, would you?
I think like SJP is a singular talent in making an abhorrent human being watchable and charismatic and exciting. Because if she isn't that charismatic, no one would watch that show.
Oh, totally.
The show does not work without her.
Yeah. I wonder what her wardrobe would be like in the bunker.
She can have as much space as she needs.
Yes, I think so.
But they can't bring the current costume woman.
Oh, you want classic?
Yeah, I want Patricia Field back in the
Yes.
bunker.
Yeah, okay.
Because Patricia Field is like kooky, ooky in a way that works. This other woman's like crazy, like inhaling the exhaust from a fucking semi-trailer or something. Like something weird is going on.
But also, Patricia did the styling on one of my favorite movies of all time, Confessions of a Shopaholic.
They did get her in to do everything after Sex and the City.
And what a
Because she
movie.
also did Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw in a bonus round. The girl with the green scarf, she's in the bunker.
Is that from Confessions of a Shopaholic?
You haven't seen it?
I have seen it.
Oh.
I have just spent the rest of my time since seeing it trying to forget it.
Yes, it is.
Why
It's
do you like that movie
I don't
so much?
know. It's just like fun. It's like Devil Wears Prada. It's like the same movie,
Mm,
kind of.
another bad film.
It's fun.
No.
It's fun.
Ugh.
Have a nice latte and just shut up and relax.
Take a Quaalude and call it a day.
Have a Yakult, darling. You like those, don't you?
I do.
What could Confessions of a Shopaholic do to be more like Yakult and win you over?
Well, like a Yakult, it could be smaller and sweeter. No, I think better for my guts. I don't want to hear any of those confessions of this shopaholic. Because I think that the frothiness misses what's good about those books. Because I have read the Devil Wears Prada book, and I think I read Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Huh.
Maybe. But at any rate, those books are great because they kind of like a bit saucy and a bit like, isn't it fucked to be in your like 20s just trying to make it as a gal?
Mm.
And the films kind of miss the fucked upness.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I think the best part about Devil Wears Prada in the book is that she's like, the only reason that I was able to get the job at Runway magazine was because I'd gone overseas and gotten a parasite and was so skinny and malnourished that by the time I got to Runway, I was able to fit their insane body standards.
Oh my God.
And like, that's an opening place that starts with it. It's like, what a great indictment of this, of how unwell this place will make you. And then she starts like chain smoking and becoming an awful person because she's so stressed out by this job. And that is more interesting than what the film ends up being about. Which is like, I guess she does have a heart, but I never want to be like her. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but I just like don't read books like that.
They're fun. They're like great for a holiday.
I like I genuinely in my life, like I've read things in high school, but like for recreational reading, I have only ever read fantasy.
Yeah.
That is it.
Give
Like,
it a
I've
shot
never read
sometime.
like a book like that.
It's fun. Like, I wouldn't do it every time, but like I think the times when I have done it, it was literally just like I was going somewhere on vacation or
Yeah.
like and just picked it up, and they're super easy to read and they're fun. They're stupid. Like it's so enjoyable. It's like reading like one of those extended reads in like New York Magazine or whatever. Like it's where you just like have a little experience.
Yeah. Fun. Okay. So Carrie's in.
We're bringing Carrie into the bunker. The other Carrie, second Carrie.
2 Carries.
Yeah.
We'll call her Carrie too.
Yeah, she has to be Carrie too if she's going to be in the bunker.
Yeah.
And wait until you see her
She
face.
can't. The bones get the normal name.
Yeah, yeah. Carrie and Carrie too.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. And once again, I think we've made the best decisions for the bunker and for the end of humanity. I think we're doing well.
And you know what? I think we really took time in tonight's episode to like just curate the experience in the bunker.
Yes.
We want everyone in the bunker to have access to oat milk and to Carrie Bradshaw.
And an incredible rack.
And that's very kind of us, you know?
Everyone in the bunker has tits. And that's the law. And a facelift.
Yeah.
That doesn't allow them to frown.
Every day in the bunker just keeps getting better.
Well, everyone's smiling with their tits out.
It does make me think of like Krusty the Clown getting that plastic surgery. It's like such a beautiful set of breasts. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, everybody.
And thank you, listener, with that beautiful hair.
Lazy Susan, what a pleasure.
Death to Everyone was recorded at Natural Habitat Studios by our sound technician, Matt Shoes.
Our theme and music was provided by Edie Centric and Angus Leslie.
Contact us at deathtoeveryonepod@gmail.com.
And subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/death to everyone.
We've been your hosts, Lazy Susan.
And Zelda Moon.